Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, Kodiak Coos, out here on the frontier once again. What are we gonna do today, guys? I'm gonna show you guys several different things that you can cook if you're out on the frontier camping, hiking, backpacking, bicycling, whatever it may be. So let's jump into it. All right, guys, now, you know me. If you've been watching my videos, the old Chanaroonie here, you know that I am a phenomenal cook. Oh, boy. Yikes, that is the worst bacon I've ever made and had in my life. It's not the worst pizza I've had. Definitely not the best. Well, at least I try. That's good enough, right? Good enough for government work. Good in you, ma'am. So anyways, I got a couple different things here we're gonna cook up. Pretty simple, easy, super duper recipes. But before we get to it, we gotta get the old fire started because you kind of need that to cook. Unfortunately, the oven's broken. Real problem in my life right now. Anyways, let's get started. So normally I like using that big machete, hatchet, Bowie knife thing for splitting wood this small, but I seem to misplace it, so that's not very neat. So we're gonna have to use the hatchet. That was horrible. Let's give that another go. Say that about my mom again. Take that, Bill Clinton. All right, so normally I can do pretty much all this splitting with the wood size that we're working with now with my big Bowie knife looking thing, but it appears it's possibly been misplaced. So that's not neat, but not to worry. I just use the hatchet to get it to a decent size, and then I can use my little knife to get the rest of the job done. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about, guy. And you can take that to the bank. All right, so for our old tender here, we're not using the app, you goofaroon ball. We're actually gonna use this twine. What I like to do is kind of rub it against my hand here. And as you can see, maybe you can't. Maybe you need some reading glasses or perhaps whatever, what's it called, where you can't see far distance? Sure, whatever, that one. Disregard, but anywho, we want it to get real nice and fine like that so it can catch the spark. So we can then for, is that possibly a word? I forgot my dictionary at home. Or thesaurus, whatever a thesaurus is used for. I think it's a type of dinosaur. All right, let's give that a go. Okay. Boom. It's not working too good. I don't know why this kindling is like not burning. Well, the kindling's burned just rootin' tootin' fine. All right, now we watch our baby grow into a monstrous fire, or it won't. It may possibly die, just like my hopes and dreams. Now the goal, besides have a fantastic meal, out here of course on the frontier, good in you, is to get this sucker hot enough so she can sustain her own life. Wow, how beautiful. Maybe I should be a writer. Nah, probably not. I don't even know how to read. How could I be a writer? However, I think that one blind dude played the piano. So if that's the case, I might not be, ooh, thunder. I might not be in too bad a shape here. I wonder if they let that guy drive. I mean, my argument would be, dude, I can play the piano and I'm blind. Of course I can operate a motor vehicle. Now, guys, so for our main main course, whatever you want to call it, we're gonna have homegrown Americano, hunted, wild, barrel shooting, demolition shooting, big chested, sure, one of those, venison. Now I'm gonna show you guys two different ways to make this. Ooh, it's all bloody. There we go. So here's our venison steaks. In case you don't know, venison means deer, okay? Actually, what I'm gonna do is take my knife and we're gonna chop this up a little bit. We want little kind of small pieces. Normally I use backstrap for this, but in today's day and age, aka today's situation, I'm using normal steaks because I ate all of my deer that I killed last year. So I had to get this from my dad. And it looks like he didn't cut the silver skin off. Fantastic. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, that little silver stuff, that skin, that's silver, thus the name silver skin, good on you. It actually adds game to the meat. That's why a lot of people don't like venison, because it tastes gamey. But to help avoid that, if you chop this off when you're processing the animal, what does processing mean? I mean, not that. I mean chopping up the deer. But he left it on there, not a big deal. We'll just peel it off now. I don't really think it makes a difference, at this point at least, but so be it. Okay, gang, now we got the venison chopped up. Next thing we're gonna need, boom, all-purpose robust Italian dressing. What does robust mean? I have no idea, but guess what? This stuff does a bang-up job. Now, if I could figure out how to open it, that'd be great. That's right, take that, Karen. Tastes like Italy. Okay, now the fun part. What the? Oh, there we go. Now the fun part. Bon appetit, Larry. I generally personally like to let it soak in the marinade, the seasoning, this, whatever the proper cooking terminology is, for about 24 hours. However, you know me, I'm always super prepared, so we're gonna give it like a half hour, maybe to an hour, but yes. Wow, this is really awkward. I don't know what to say. Next scene. All right, so first thing you're gonna need, minus the food, because that's kind of the whole point of this video. If we didn't have that, we'd be poop out of luck, I suppose. Anywho, what we're gonna need is a stick. These aren't for roasting marshmallows, kids. It's for roasting deer, I guess, in this scenario. But yeah, you get the point, neat. So let's get to it. So you take your piece, stick her on like that, okay? Just like such. Just like, pretty much like a kebab. Holy moly of macaroni doodle bobs. So I totally forgot we need the bacon. What's the bacon for? Let me show you. Okay, here we go. First step, dispatch the hog. It's dead, I think. Yeah, it's definitely dead. Probably because I stabbed it. Just kidding, it was already killed before I bought it. Thus the pre-packaging. Anyways, I killed it again just to make sure. Better safe than sorry. Good on you. Oh boy, it's windy. Next thing you need, toothpicks. Are you about to guess what I'm doing here? I can't, and I've done this several times in my life. You try not to get dressing and bacon all over yourself, but it just happened, so I just let it happen. So here's your piece, here's the bacon, and you're just gonna wrap it. Is that a pig in a blanket, or is that a pig in a blanket? In fact, I guess it's really not a pig in a blanket. It's a deer in a blanket, or a deer in bacon. Sure. So just like that, you put the bacon around it, put the toothpick through it like such, and then boom. There she goes, just on like that. Okay, so we'll leave 2 of them without bacon, the rest we'll do with bacon. You get the point, or you don't. Yes. Aha, now this is the part that always makes me a wee bit nervous. So we want to roast this over the open flame, however. Our fire is still pretty hefty, I may say so. We want to be extra cautious in this situation. Kind of like if we were trying to avoid being detected by like the Viet Cong, perhaps, back in 1968. Better run through the jungle. Better run through the jungle. All right, guys, now it's time to roast this over an open flame. Now we want to be extra cautious in this scenario. As you can see, my fire is perhaps very hefty at this moment, meaning it's not overweight, it's just there's a lot of flame, okay? But we still want our fire hot because we got to cook the food, and I don't want to die of like some horrible disease or like, yes, one of those, something. I don't think that made any sense, but we're gonna roll with it. That's showbiz. So we're gonna put our stick in the ground best we can. Now, we don't want the flames to actually touch this. We want it just to kind of bake over where it's really hot. I guess the rule of thumb is if you put your hand over the fire and count to like 5 and your hand hurts, that's, I guess, good enough for cooking. Or it would just make sense because fire's hot. I don't know, heard that somewhere. Don't listen to me, guy. Let's keep cooking. All right, guys, now the thing we need to add to our entree, encore, whatever you call that main part of the meal, sure. This Kamas chicken flavor, fettuccine and savory chicken flavored sauce. I don't know, it tastes pretty good. Eat this on the reg, really like it, and it's super easy to cook. Doesn't take up a whole lot of weight in your backpack if that's your concern. Or perhaps you and your family of 4 are camping in an RV and perhaps you need more room in the RV for all your family photos from that particular trip. We know everybody's obsessed with documenting everything about their life nowadays. That's definitely not what I'm doing with this YouTube channel. So we're supposed to 2 cups of water. How many cups are in this bottle? I wish it would just say how many bottles of water, but you know what? We're just gonna eyeball it, and I'm not gonna cook the whole bag. Sure. Let's see if this works out. Okay. Hopefully we don't melt the handle off. That would not be neat. All right, now the final ingredient for our gourmet 5-star Kodiak Coos Feast of the Century. That's right. Feast of the century, not the millennium, the century. Honestly, I don't know, is a millennium longer than a century? Irrelevant, don't care. But we're gonna cook a baked potato. Now, how do you cook a baked potato in the woods? Easy. First of all, just like the bacon, dispatch it. So you wanna poke some holes in here. Why, I don't know. Chief Tim taught me this. Chief, how about some motivational thoughts here?
The light at the end of the tunnel.
You hear that, guys? The light at the end of the tunnel. Things will get better. Depression will end, but nuclear war will start.
You know, I usually tell people that don't go towards the light, but in this case, go towards the light.
Yeah, that's actually pretty true. Thank you, Chief. And also, great editing skills, future Kodiak. Okay, so we got our holes in here. Next thing you're gonna need is some great value aluminum foil. Great brand, really love it. It's got great in the title, so it's gotta be great. So, get a sheet of tin foil. All you gotta do is wrap it up, and she's ready to be processed. Alrighty, so next step, without sabotaging the setup of my fire, because it's supporting that and it's cooking that, we want to bury this the best we can. Ow, keep burning myself. I forget fire's hot. Now we're gonna wait about, oh gosh, oh.
I don't think so, no, 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 no. I don't think so, no, 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 no.
Ah. Alrighty, the water's boiling. Let's dump our grub in there. Booyah. Oh no. We've had a horrible accident, sir, or ma'am, whoever's watching. The toothpicks have been released from their home, from their kingdom, from their dungeon, from their vessel. All civilization will end as we know it. Or not, I'll just put them back. Okay. Oh yeah. Does that look good or does that look super good? I would say it looks pretty super good. Okay, we're 1/3 of the way there. Okay, looks like the noodles should be about done. Combat spork, very important. Definitely burnt a little bit. It's all right. Just shovel her on there. It's like pooping without pushing. Okay, now we just need the potato. Okay, now it's time to play archaeologist or paleontologist. I feel like it's not gonna be done, but you know what? It's worth a shot. It's been in there for like 30 minutes. Oh, all right, looks like she's done. She's a little crisp on there, but once we get her unwrapped up, she's gonna look mighty purty, you see? Oh, yablaka. All right, guys, looks pretty good. Let's give it the old taste test. Up first, the venison. Bon appetit. Good and you. That is delicious. Now, the point of marinating it, soaking it, whatever you want to call it in the old Italian dressing, is it makes the meat very, very sweet. So whenever you grill it or, you know, cook it the way I just did, that flavor really comes out. It's a sweet kind of, what am I talking about? I'm not like a chef. Like, they're like, oh yeah, the juices migrate from the west of the meat to the east and it causes, I don't know any of that. I just know it makes it taste really good. Okay, let's try the old potato. It's okay. I definitely could have cooked it longer. Yeah, I probably should have cooked it longer. Looks good though. I can't really dig into it. As you can see, it just folds under pressure, so that's neat. Now let's try the old noodles. These are impossible to mess up. Well, I would say the noodles are pretty good. I should have used more water, but hey, in the heat of the moment, I used just about all my water, but came out pretty good. So that's good. All right, so I would say so far today's been a successful day. That's good. Definitely needed a win. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in to another fantastic episode here at the Kodiak Coos channel. Hope you guys really liked what you saw today. Make sure you guys give our other videos a gander as well. We got tons of different cool activities, adventures, all sorts of cool stuff. But anyways, thank you guys so much. Make sure you guys comment down below. Let us know what you guys think, what you want to see next. Of course, hit that like button and of course, subscribe. Until next time, you have yourself a Kodiak Coos day.
Go Kodiak Coos!